Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. And welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 Hearts channel where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot motherfucking topics. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I love live, you love live, so we're going to continue living, right? And a few topics have come up these last couple of maybe like days or matter of fact these last couple of hours because I was just live yesterday to discuss Drea Kelly. So I said, we had some hot topics. I seen them coming up. I usually get my hot topics from the neighborhood talks, and whatever comes up on my news feed. So I'm like, okay, it ain't too much going on. I could chill, I could chill, I could chill. But every time I said I could chill in regards to going live, something else came up. So I'm like, oh Lord, I can't chill. I got to go down there and do what I need to do and come and talk to the people because I don't know what these people be thinking, feeling, or doing, but sometimes we as the public, we got to check them. We have to check them because if not, this behavior will continue and we're not letting it happen. So it's a few things on the docket today that we need to go head to head about. So good afternoon. Let's get in here. Let's do what we need to do because we have to windmill about these folks. Now, let me see how many topics I actually have. One, two, three, four, five, six. So I have six topics. I try my best for us to always get to all of the topics, but I know sometimes we just can't always do so. In any event, there's no issue with putting things with parking, putting things in the parking lot, and we can revisit them with another live because I love going live, so it's not like this won't happen again. Okay, so you guys saw the thumbnail. That means we're going to talk about Will Smith. And we're going to talk about Will Smith today. He has to come to the front of the congregation because I have some words for Big Bank Willie. Now, you guys know I'm a true advocate of Big Bank Willie, but I'm not an advocate of folks who want to do wrong and think they're supposed to slide to the side because you fucked with them. So Big Bank Willie, just like anybody else, he can get checked. And today he has to come to the front of the congregation because we will be checking his ass. All right. So I think we're going to start off with this Corey Holcomb story. We're going to start off with this Corey Holcomb story. And I want to start off with that because I don't know if you guys are familiar with Corey Holcomb. I know the most I know about him is that he's a comedian. Other than that, is not really too much I could tell you about Corey. Other than, oh yes, it is one more thing I could tell you about Corey, that he always has an issue with the ladies, right? I know he was cursing out what's the doctor name? Dr. Cheyenne, that she's new. She just was on Basketball Wives beefing with Brooke. He was cursing her out. He was cursing Monique out. And again, you guys know me. I'm not too fond of the whole like when you disrespect women to like a crazy degree. Don't get me wrong. If men have a way that they need to address a woman, fine. Say what you need to say, get it off your chest. But once you start calling them all the bitchs and the hoes and the whores and the this and the that, it just becomes too much for me and I clock out. And the reason why is because again, if you continue speaking to a woman that way, it's going to go, the conversation is going to escalate, and it can also escalate to getting physical, and you know the woman can't beat you. So why are you escalating this situation instead of de-escalating it as a man, right? And not saying women shouldn't have those same skills as well, but I feel like in a situation where men, where you can overpower or take advantage of because you're the more dominant person, then you should be the one trying to de-escalate, right? In any event, anytime that I see him, it's just always something. It's always something. The way he was speaking about Monique, it's always something. So somebody came forth yesterday. Yesterday. Her name is Christina Payne, and she came forth to share some things about Corey. So they said she accused, her name is Christina Payne, and I think she is a comedian as well. Yes. And they said she accused Corey Holcomb of assault, alleging that he hit her and threatened her with a firearm after she roasted him. The incident reportedly took place outside a comedy club where Payne claims Holcomb allegedly became violent following her jokes. Now, what I find so sad about this, if this is true, is that they're both comedians. They're both comedians. So if you are upset about another comedian making a joke about you, then why are you in that business? Now, granted, you have some people that, you know, that's not what they're into. So they're like, listen, don't bring me into that mess. And I don't want to be roasted and so on and so forth. But then if you're in that field and you also do the roasting, what's the issue? What's the issue? But again, I don't know how valid Christina Payne's story is because I don't know Christina Payne. I just was speaking about how, you know, you're always having these situations with women. I know that him and what's the other gentleman with that came in with hold on you guys. Hold on one second. I apologize. That was with the whole Lizzo situation. That guy. I think they're pretty much similar in the sense that it's just always something when it comes down to them and women. And really and truly, I'm not saying that everybody should get along with every woman on the planet, but why is it always you in some negative interaction with the woman? Like, I'm confused. So, anyway, I want to see a little bit more about Christina Payne because I can see that she is a comedian, but what jokes could she really be telling that? You know, could have got him so hot and bothered. So let's see how offensive Christina Payne can be when she's now doing her comedy routine. Let's see, guys. And unbelievable. 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 Oh, she says she destroyed the whole Corey Holcomb in a roast battle. Well, where was the roast battle at? That's what I would like to know. Where was the roast battle? Because nobody's seen it. Oh, so she said, now, if I was a white woman and this little DICK worthless piece of ish hit her, what do you expect to happen? So why should it be any lesser of consequences if it happened to me? I was taught as a child to keep my hands to myself. Evidently, Corey Holcomb wasn't raised right and his mama don't love him enough to teach him to respect women. In the game of roasting or capping or whatever, flaming, whatever they do, we all know that whomever cries or wants to fight loses. And this DICK-less little boy lost. And he lost it. God is so good. Corey also had a gun on him. Ooh, saying he was ready for any and everything. He then passed the firearm over to Trina with the truth. I don't know who that is. When he thought the police was coming. Wow. So I guess, like I said, they must have been in some heated battle. I'm almost guessing. And I get in roast, like she said, and I guess he couldn't handle the roasting and he decided to go ballistic. My thing is that why you what is the problem? What is the problem? She put here he's a woman beater. Now I don't know if he ever responded to that. I don't even know if he felt the need to, but I'm gonna also talk about some of the things that he said about Monique because I think that's his shtick. Like, I think he gets off on having conflict with women, and he also said some very, very, very nasty things about Dr. Cheyenne. And I was like, well, is everything okay? Because what's the issue? What is the issue? But I guess, you know, depending on how the situation goes, you get to speak your piece however you see fit. My thing is that, you know, going back and forth with a woman to this degree is nasty. But I see here, yeah, they won't let me see it. I don't know why. It says, I don't know. I figure it out. Like I said, he doesn't, it's not enough for me to be interested in him. I just found it sad that they said you put your hands on this woman and you had a firearm and all these other things because that's not fair. That's not fair. If you guys are comedians, she should be able to make her jokes and do what she does without having to be in fear that her life is in danger because you can't handle that she's cracking a few jokes when that's what you do. That is exactly what you do. So I found that situation sad and I wanted to kind of dig into it, you know, to see like what would cause you to do so. But it seems like that's who you are. So we can't be mad at people and blame them for who they are, moving right the fuck along. So do you guys know who Crystal Mangum is, right? I didn't know who Crystal was either. I'm not even going to lie to you. So hold on one second. Let's pull her up because she came across the docket yesterday, and I was looking like, who the hell is this? And then I was even more confused because it looked like she had on a jail outfit. So I'm like, is the woman in jail? And it looked like pretty much she was. So then she started to share a story from her past, and I was mortified, right? And the reason why I was mortified is because this is some of the points that I be trying to make, but because they are unpopular opinions, when I make these points, people get upset. People get upset because they want you to agree with what the rest of the world is saying, when I've been taught ever since a little girl to have my own critical thinking skills. And sometimes when I think for myself and actually put out an opinion that is not in conjunction with what everybody else in the world thinks, then I'm the villain. But it's really the truth. And one of the things that I don't subscribe to is this whole believe in the victim first. I'm sorry. I do understand that folks have been abused. I do understand that there is a lot of situations that have taken place where people have been taken advantage of. If that is the case, then you have to prove that, right? Because there are a set of folks that will go around and just say that for whatever reason that they want to. I cannot tell you what goes into the mindset of a person who wants to go around and make up a lie on another person about being abused. But whatever the reasoning is, there is a set of folks who do that. There is a set of folks who do that. And because there is a set of folks who do that, in my opinion, we should go by the proof system. If you can prove that this actually took place, then okay, we believe you. But if there's no way for you to actually prove that this took place, what would you like for us to do? Because if it really happened, wouldn't there be some proof? And I don't mean like sometimes people are like, well, I didn't have him on camera on top of me. No, but you may have his skin in your fingernails. You may have his semen on your panties. There is things that can prove or back up or support your claims. But if you have absolutely nothing, what would you like for us to do? And a lot of times people is saying the new rule is, well, you don't need anything. You don't need anything. As long as I said it, you should go with it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. That's just not what I'm subscribing to. Am I calling the person that's making the accusation a liar? No. No, I'm not. I'm just asking you to prove what you're telling me, right? And if you can't do so, I do not know what you would like for me to do with that information, right? So, anywho, Crystal had a confession, right? So it says the Duke lacrosse case. Crystal Mangum says she falsely accused players of R-wording her in 2006. Oof. So it says here, a Durham, North Carolina woman who falsely claimed 3 Duke men's lacrosse team members R-worded her in 2006 is now admitting she made it up. Crystal Mangum made her confession at the North Carolina Correctional Institute for Women during a podcast interview with Let's Talk with Kat. Mangum says she made up a story that wasn't true about the players who attended a party where she was hired to perform as a stripper because I wanted validation from people and not from God. I testified falsely against them by saying they R-worded me when they didn't, and that was wrong. And I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me, Mangum told Katarina during the interview. In 2006, Mangum's false claims against the Duke's players made national headlines, but the players were declared innocent after Mangum's story crumbled and her mental stability was questioned. The case sparked outrage from the Durham community and students and faculty at Duke University and was covered as a top story locally and throughout the country. The state attorney general's office concluded there was no credible evidence an attack ever occurred, and its investigation found no DNA, witness, or other evidence to confirm Mangum's story. So now let me stop. Let me read that part again. The state attorney general's office concluded there was no credible evidence an attack ever occurred, and its investigation found no DNA, witness, or other evidence to confirm Mangum's story, right? So now Mangum has now come to the people and said this. There's no proof of what she said, and years later she confirmed that she lied. As Attorney General, the governor took over this case from the local prosecutor, conducted a thorough reinvestigation to find the truth, dismissed the charges, and publicly declared the players innocent of the alleged crimes, said a spokesman for Governor Roy Cooper, who was then the state's Attorney General. The Durham prosecutor who championed Mangum's case was disbarred for lying and misconduct. Prosecutors at the time declined to press charges against Mangum for false accusations. Mangum said in the podcast interview that she hopes the three falsely accused men can forgive her. I want them to know that I love them and they didn't deserve that, she said. Durham-based podcaster said she wrote to Mangum because she was curious about the case that got so much attention, and that Mangum wrote back saying she wanted to talk. Right. And I think this case is important right now, not only because of the climate that we live in, but it's also important because of some of the people that are now enduring situations like this as well. The other day we talked extensively on this live about Jay-Z, and how he's being accused of something and the young lady has not presented any proof. She's also, from what I see in recent news, presented some discrepancies in her story, and now she's fumbling and crumbling trying to prove her case, and the proof is not panning out. But there's a large set of folks, of people who have already deemed Jay-Z guilty just because she made the accusation. And I don't know. I struggle with that. And I'm sorry. I do understand that folks have been victimized. I do understand that folks have been abused. I do understand that folks have been traumatized. I also feel like there is a way for you to prove that if you want folks to be persecuted, or if you want folks to be reprimanded for what they have done. And if you have no absolute way of doing so, what would you like for us to do with the information given? So hearing this story made me really, really think about like what's going on during these times, because it's happening a lot. It's happening a lot. It's happening where folks are really abusing people, and then it's happening where folks are making this accusation and what they're saying holds no merit because it's not true. And what it sounded like happened with this case with Crystal was that they did a thorough investigation. Of course they would. They're white. So of course, them young men on the lacrosse team, I'm pretty sure their family had the money to get everybody to dig deep, because we're not just letting them go down without a fight, right? And because of the deep digging and the deep diving, they were able to conclude that there's no real evidence here to prove or support her claims. And now, however many years later, it's now almost 20 years later, from being honest, is now brought to the forefront that she was not telling the truth. She admitted it. This is nasty. This is nasty. So I saw folks in the comments. I'll tell you some of the things that they were saying in the comments, because people wanted her arrested. People wanted her arrested. They said that they didn't think this was right. This was not fair. When somebody does make the false accusation, why are they not penalized as well? There were folks in the comments, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, y'all want them penalized now instead of just saying, why don't you have proof to support your claim before you just go believing that anybody is guilty? I can say whatever I want out my mouth. That doesn't make it true. So I thought that case was once again sad. It was very, very sad. It was very sad that she did it. And, I know some folks kind of feel like, well, they don't really care because then a race car comes into play. And it's like, well, they do it to black men all the time, the white women, and so on. And so either way, no matter what race does it to what race, it's not right. It's not right for you to now say something about a person that is not true, and then have the whole rest of the world believing this narrative about you. Absolutely not. And you guys know I say almost on every live that is a huge pet peeve of mine, because people will snatch things out the fucking air and say them, and folks will actually believe them. And you're like, what? Nothing remotely close to that happened. So it's just a sad situation. What I can halfway appreciate is that she came out and shared that she wasn't telling the truth. So now folks can really, really acknowledge that there is a set of folks who do that. And we may want to revisit this whole believe the victims first and figure out the truth later mentality. But hey, that's just me, right? Speaking of, so I heard about this is so crazy, right? So of course they have the suspect in the United Healthcare CEO unaliving, and it says that he had no ties to the company. Nobody in his family wasn't insured with this company, yada, 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 right? But then I heard some other information that I was like, what the hell is going on here? So hold on, let me see if I can it was some, because at first when I heard them saying his name, because to be honest, I didn't even know who he was. I did not know who he was. So I was like, okay, I don't know who it is. So wait a minute. They're saying that his defense raised $55,000 in donations. Wow. Okay. So this is what's being reported. Luigi Mangione, which is the unaliver, grandma left family $30 million in will, but alleged assassin may never see a penny. Right. So it says here the grandmother of United Healthcare CEO unaliver, suspect Luigi Mangione, left her family at least $30 million in her will, but specified that anyone charged, indicted, convicted of, or pleads guilty to a felony would be cut out. Philanthropist Mary C. Mangione accumulated her wealth in a trust that could be accessed by her 10 children, including Luigi's father, Louis, when she passed away in 2023. According to her will obtained by the Post, hey Pookie and Sayu, the Baltimore millionaire, however, put a special condition in her will to cut off any heirs who have been charged with heinous or violent crimes, which could leave Luigi, 26, high and dry for allegedly unaliving Brian Thompson, a father of two. What was going on with this whole healthcare CEO? Like, what happened? But now they're also saying that his defense attorneys raised $55,000 in donations for his defense. Lord have mercy. So I would love to see what's gonna go on, because I didn't even know, to be honest with you. I knew he got caught. My coworker shared it with me, but I didn't really pay attention to what went on. And it seems like he's not gonna get his share of the 30 mil because he decided to go out and be a renegade. I mean, I still don't understand what caused that, but okay, you got it, no problem, right? So now, speaking of, I want to talk about Larry Johnson. Larry. Larry. So I'm minding my business like I always do, right? And yesterday a story comes up. Now it's so funny that this story came up because a couple of weeks ago, because of my algorithm, I will be listening to Sayudi said the man at Unalive said that the CEO deserved it. Woo child. Yeah, I would love to get to the bottom of what was going on between them two. Was it a secret love affair? Like, what was going on? But so anyway, a couple of weeks ago, because of some of the crazy things that I watch on YouTube, my algorithm took me to a story about Larry Johnson, right? Now, me personally, the only reason why I know who anybody in sports is because of Pookie and my brothers. Other than that, and my dad. Other than that, I would not know what the teams' names were, where they played at, what's in what stadium, who plays for what team. I don't pay attention to that stuff. So when he came up, he only came up in my algorithm because I'm usually watching things like people's life story. And I think they were talking about like the downfall of him as an NFL player. So I listened to it because again, I'm usually listening to YouTube washing dishes. So I didn't have time to go find my phone and change it. So I just listened to it. And Jay-Z name came up. So I was like, Jay-Z was affiliated with this man. So it went down a rabbit hole of how him and Jay used to be friends. Something happened with a condo they used to share. They are not friends no more. He wants Jay-Z to fund his whole life. He's pissed with Jay, yada, 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 yada. I honestly, at this point, feel so sorry for Jay-Z. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, because no matter what, when he got that billionaire status, these people are finding every and anything under the sun to be upset with him about. Hey, it comes with the territory. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, right? Anywho, I listened to Larry's story. I ain't have Larry to fucking think about. I just put him in the pool with Dame Dash and kept it moving, right? So last night, I'm minding my business looking online, and I see Larry is on the show. So it never dawned on me that Larry was on the show. I mean that this was that Larry that I heard about a couple of weeks ago, because I didn't have Larry to think about. But I let it play because I saw my homegirl name up there, Beyonce. So I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Larry. Now I know you had some issues with Jay and all that. But let me see what you saying about B, Larry, because now you fucking up. Now, Jay, y'all can fight man to man. I don't know, hey, that's between y'all. He got Brooklyn in him. He got Marcy Projects in him. He not to handle you. But what you not going to do is fuck with my Houston hottie. That's not what you're going to do. Right? So I said, okay, well, let me see what Larry said. Let me see what the fuck Larry said. Ex-NFL Larry Johnson claims children attended late night rap party hosted by Jay-Z and Beyonce. Former NFL player Larry Johnson has sparked controversy with claims that he witnessed children attending a late night rap party hosted by music legends Jay-Z and Beyonce in Colorado. On December 10th, 2024, during the sports podcast Fearless with Jason Whitlock, Johnson recounted an evening when he and other artists, including prominent rappers, attended a party in Colorado. He claimed that at around 11 p.m., children unexpectedly arrived at the gathering. So when 11 p.m. hits, we turned on the music, we started drinking, and then out of nowhere came these young children, Johnson said. Johnson's remarks came shortly after American attorney Tony Busby filed a lawsuit accusing Jay-Z of sexual misconduct with a minor in the year 2000. Johnson explained that he was in Colorado for a photo shoot, which he believes took place in the winter of 2006 or 2007. He added that Jay-Z, Beyonce, Naomi Campbell, and Jamie King were present at the event. According to Johnson, Jay-Z had rented a house to host the party as part of the photo shoot preparations. He described the gathering as being intended for adults only. Jay was there, B was there, and Jay rented this house. We were supposed to do this rap party for this photo shoot. We rented this house and we were watching LeBron play. And after the game, it had to be like 10 or 11 o'clock. So we started getting ready for the party. Mind you, it's all adults, said Johnson. Johnson also claimed that a young Latin girl and her mother were present at the event, but left early due to school commitments. He expressed confusion about why they attended the party in the first place. The former NFL player added that children appeared at the gathering without explanation. He recounted sitting next to one child who was seated beside Beyonce. According to Johnson, Beyonce addressed the child saying, "That does not look sexy," a remark he said he did not understand. Then out of nowhere came these young children. I don't know where they came from for a rap party at 11 at night, drinking loud music and us dancing wild. Like, I don't know where these kids came from. Larry. Oh my God. First off, I will say this, right? I was not there. I do not know. So whether Larry is telling the truth or lying, I don't know, right? But it goes back to my sentiments earlier when I was talking to you guys about proof, right? So we are going to eliminate JB, Jamie King, and Naomi Campbell because if and that these minors were there, those adults don't want to involve themselves. So we're going to exclude them, right? You also said that it was a young Latino girl and her mom, and then it was other children there who I assume have parents. So you mean to tell me when these accusations came out about Jay and that prompted you to now open your fucking mouth, you don't think that that would have prompted the parents of those children to also come forward and speak as well and maybe possibly provide some receipts and proof of what you're claiming took place that night, Larry? Larry, they said this is not the first rant that you have going on about Jay. And I seen on TikTok, right? I seen on TikTok when this story went up, a person posted this. He said, if no one knows the full Larry Johnson story with Jay-Z and him, please do your research. He and Jay-Z were best friends and even owned a condo together until Larry did some foul stuff that ruined his NFL career and brand, and Jay-Z distanced himself from him. Since then, he has been trying to tear Jay-Z down while his life has fell apart because he did some abusive things to women. Again, that was TikTok, Larry. So now, Larry, because I don't remember the story verbatim, I'm going to go dig in your motherfucking business. And let's see what you have been accused of, since you here accusing Jay-Z and Beyonce of inappropriate shit. Let's see what you have been accused of, Larry. Let's see. Let's see. Because this makes no sense. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Hmm. Ex NFL All Pro accuses league of trying to take him out for exposing top secrets. So that's what you do, Larry? Da, da, da. However, 13 years removed from his career playing, Johnson has become one of NFL's biggest critics. Okay, Larry. So I see what's going on. You be salty. You be salty, Larry. You be salty. When things don't work out in your favor, you be salty. You be salty. Okay. 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 I got it. I got it. I got it. I thought that you know, you would just talk. Okay, I got it. Larry Johnson, after weeks of being inactive for the Chiefs, was suspended by league commissioner Roger Goodell for the team's Week 10 game against the San Diego Chargers for violating the league's personal conduct policy after he was charged with simple assault for allegedly spitting his drink in a woman's face. Ooh, okay. Former NFL player charged with trafficking women and racketeering. Who the hell is this? No, we're not looking for you. Mm. Larry. Oh, Larry. Oh, Larry. Larry, so I get it. I get it. So what it seems like has been taking place was that you were salty with Jay for however many years, because I don't know how many years ago you and Jay had this condo and he decided to cut ties with you. So it seemed like when you saw that all of the daggers and the darts that you was throwing at Jay did not work, you said, well, let me now take this over to B, because maybe if I start shooting at her, he may now feel the penetration of my blows. Larry, they don't give a fuck. They do not give a flying fuck about the accusations that you make against them. They don't. Because, like I said earlier, and I'm going to reiterate it here, unless you're able to provide some proof about these accusations that you're putting out there, then what you're saying is pretty much null and void. But I'm going to tell you something. You might be digging yourself a hole. You might actually be digging yourself a hole, Larry, because the same way how Jay is not letting up when this young lady that accused him of trying to R-word her in the year 2000, he may now see fit to put his drag his nuts across your motherfucking neck, because now you're implementing his wife. Now you are implementing his wife, and you're implementing his wife and suggesting that she may have said something inappropriate to a child when they have three children of their own. So, Larry, my dear, I do not anticipate this working out well for you. So I suggest that you retract your statement. You say you lost your memory. You say you got to recount things and you wasn't clear, because Larry, when you involved the queen bee, you might have sealed your fate with that one. You might have sealed your fate with that one. So I'm gonna keep you in prayer, Larry, and I want to see how this all pans out for you. Because right now you're looking like Dame Dash twin brother. You are now looking like Dame Dash's twin brother. And really and truly, I feel sorry for Jay, because I just can't imagine how this must feel to have all of these people who you did things for and with and had relationships with get upset with you because you won't babysit and take care of them and nurture and fucking hold their hand throughout their bullshit. This man does not have to. He had a plan and a dream for his life, and he fulfilled that. And anybody that tried to get in the way, he removed them. Why are you guys upset about this? I just seen another man on another interview do this whole debate. Like, come on. Come on. But you know, in all fairness, that's the way the world works. That's the way the world works. Everybody's a victim. When things don't go their way, they never got treated right. But as long as you were saying and doing what they wanted you to say and do, then you were the greatest person in the world. So Jay, sweetie, I got you. Pay them people no motherfucking mind. Go around them. And anytime they try to implement you anything illegal, you pull your nuts out and drag it across their neck with your $1 million lawyers to shut the motherfuckers up and get the motherfuckers right. So anywho, moving right along, because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. It makes no sense. It has no merit and it makes no sense. But now you done added B. Larry, you done sealed your fate with that one. Read the room. The Beehive is not here to play with you. So anyway, let's talk about PNB Rock's 11-year-old daughter. What the hell? So I want you guys to hear this. So apparently, and we talked about PNB Rock a couple of weeks ago, right? I personally love PNB Rock. That's my nephew. God rest his soul. I watched the documentary of how he was actually executed, and that shit broke my heart. It broke my heart. He was very talented. You know, he seemed to be, from like interviews and things like that, a very nice guy. So to see the way he was done over greed and jealousy really broke my heart, right? But as you guys know, before they came out with the documentary detailing how he actually was set up and unalived, everybody was trying to blame his baby mother slash girlfriend, his more current baby mother slash girlfriend. Her name is Stephanie. And I thought it was so sad because I'm thinking about it like, well, if I'm with a rich man who seems to be obsessed with me and we're in love, why would I no longer want him around? And I have a child with him. So when they were thinking that she was a part of the setup or a part of the takedown, I was like, but what would that benefit her? Why? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they just kept trying to blame it on her because the person came up and asked for both their jury, and they felt like PNB was trying to protect her, and she put the location of where they were, and all of these things they were trying to put on this poor child, right? But anyway, if you guys didn't watch on a documentary, they showed you the breakdown of the setup. They showed you the breakdown of the setup, and clearly it had nothing to do with the young lady. Well, I when I tell y'all, my heart breaks for the bitter baby mamas. Now, at first, I used to be very apprehensive about talking about this group of people because I don't have any children, right? So I wanted to be compassionate and sympathetic to women who do have children because I don't know what they're growing through when their family dissolves, right? And that's the honest to God truth. I don't know what that feels like to now go into something with someone thinking that it's going to go a certain way. And now when it doesn't, having my heart broken, right? And there's children involved. So normally when this conversation, hey noodles, would come up, I would be really quiet because I'm like, I don't want to like pass judgment on baby mamas because I'm not a baby mama, you know, so I don't know what that feels like. And also I really, really in particular didn't want to pass judgment because I come from a family unit, right? And I don't know what I would have done had my dad came home one day and told my mother, oh yeah, I got a new woman and I want to go over there with her. I don't know how my family would stand that, right? So once again, I always try to be like tiptoeing around the baby mama subject because I can identify with the situation. But if I'm being honest and frank, which I like to be here with you guys on my live, I'm fucking tired of bitter baby mamas. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I don't. I'm very sorry to say it, and I probably get ate up in the comments once people go back and watch this live. But I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. The bottom line is this, and this is whether you have a child with a person or not. If you and a person agree to be together and that person changes their mind, no matter how much it hurts you, to some point you have to accept that. Now maybe you don't want to still engage with the person, maybe you don't want to still be cool with the person, maybe you're angry with the person. Please, for the sake of all God, please stop it. Stop it. So what it seems like happened here is PNB Rock has a ghetto baby. He has an 11. She's currently 11, and she's the ghetto baby mom. From what went on, that's exactly what the fuck she is. And what I feel like is that a lot of times when people were raised in a hood, in a ghetto, which that's where I was raised, when they meet people who were not raised there or who they may feel like is quote unquote better than them, they automatically take issue with them, right? So a lot of what she was saying, the mother, before I even get to all of the things the daughter said, because I'm gonna let y'all hear it. But a lot of the things the mother was saying about the new baby mother, Stephanie, it didn't give what you was trying to insinuate. What you were trying to insinuate was that, oh, she didn't protect him. But everything that you were saying about her not protecting him just made it seem like you were jealous of her. It didn't have nothing to do with her not protecting him. So like she was saying things like, yeah, she said, oh, you know, if I was there, everybody know how I would have got down. So that would have never happened like that. Talking about the powering of PNB Rock, right? And then she said, and then you in the background trying to look cute, fixing your hat, making sure people could see your jeans, your body. Why are you worrying about what she was in the background doing? It's when your focus should be on what you're saying she didn't do, right? So I just think that the first baby mama just had a disdain for Stephanie because she felt like she just thinks she all that and she better than me. Listen, people don't have to carry the burden of your insecurities. If you think that I'm better than you, that's on fucking you. That's not on me, right? But a lot of times with the baby mamas, I see is that when the new person comes into play and this man is either very much interested in her or, you know, treating her differently or doing things, it's just always a fucking issue. And that shit is annoying. It's also annoying because it affects the kids. So anyway, long story short, I want you guys to hear what happened because apparently the baby mother was on live first. I think she was on live like Monday or something like that, right? That's when she was up there saying, oh, you know, if I was there, everybody know how I get down. That would have never went down that way. Blah, 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 right? Okay. After that, I guess when she didn't land a plane with her ghetto live, she must have said, well, what am I going to do to get everybody to, you know, pay attention to this? So she now puts the daughter on the live. So I want you guys to hear. This was disgusting. This was absolutely disgusting. What the daughter was saying in the live. I want you guys to also keep in mind that according to the mama, the daughter is 11. That's it. 11. She ain't say 11 going on 12. She 11. So I want to find this for you guys because this was crazy. I hope they didn't delete it. Neighborhood Talks could be having so much stuff up here. Hold on, y'all. Young Dirk. Tag, I feel bad for Young Dirk too. No, it came after Papoose and hey, Delon. Delon said they would have clipped her too for real. So she really just said anything. Right, Delon. Right. I want you guys to hear it because I was so shocked that the little girl was 11. And then I also was so disgusted by how she could mimic the baby mother. Like it's like they were two friends. Hold on, y'all. So jealous of Rock and Milan Bond, it don't make no sense. That's the mother talking. And stuff like that. Calling people and stuff. Yeah, doing the most. Now it's the daughter. I don't know why you keep faking online and doing. As soon as you get back on IG, because that man made you deactivate your IG. That's the mother now. Went back on IG was the day he got killed. Now stop playing with me, Stephanie. Stop playing. Why you lied to me and Milan and his mom and said you ain't had your phone? You ain't had your phone with you the whole time. That's why you ain't call and say he was shot and all the stuff happened. Your phone was right there the whole time. You seen it looking like a damn statue. You ain't even try. And why you had no blood on your body? Just the daughter. Why she kept asking, is he dead? Is he dead? Is he dead? Why you keep asking it? Why you asking not a drop of blood on your body? Listen. We didn't even try to help you. Trying to be cute, walking out, trying to be cute, girl, you doing too much. That's the daughter. This is what she did, y'all. This is what she did. This is what she did, y'all. She like. This the mother. Like a little chicken. I don't know what she checked her hat. And mind you, she was looking cute from here to toe. She had the jeans on with the black crosses. She had on that bucket. Her hair was straight up, jaw. She was like, I dropped the blood on you. Your hair should be fucked up. Oh my God. That's mother and daughter. That's mother and daughter, right? Let me see if I can find, because there was a second one that got released too. that the daughter went into detail about. I guess once they started getting all of the flack of the daughter being too grown and why she was up there, I guess they went back and recorded another video where they talked about where the daughter got more into detail why her and Stephanie, who is PNB Rock's current baby mother, who is her sibling's mother, why they got beef. The 11-year-old and her. Absolutely not. And then Stephanie's sister stepped into the chat. Where is it? Where is it when they telling about it's a second part. Is it here? I don't know where it is. Cause she goes into detail about, well, let's just see if we can listen to what the sister said. Hold on. You was so jealous of Rock and Milan buying it don't make oh no. This is what she did, y'all. She like, oh my god. Oh my god, like a little chicken. I don't know what she said to her head. She was looking cute from head to toe. She had the whole cross street. We know you know everything she had on. She had all that bucket. Her hair was straight. She was dog. She was like got a drop of blood on you. Your hair should be fucked up. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, I wanted y'all to see. It was a part where she was like, she was basically saying like me and she was like, I want y'all to understand the beef started with my daughter and Stephanie because, and I was thinking to myself, how does an 11-year-old have beef with a grown ass woman? On top of that, how does an 11-year-old have beef with a grown ass woman that's the parent of her sibling, right? But all that was all of the venom coming from the mama. All they do is sit around and talk like homegirls together because that didn't even give me, you overheard your mother saying those things. The way y'all was piggybacking off each other, y'all talk about the shit all the time. Y'all talk about the shit all the time. And see, I see people say this, right? I see people say things like their children are their best friends. And, listen, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't have any children. I don't know about that. What I do know is my mom and I friends. Yes, we became friends when I was over 30 years old. My mom and I became friends when I was over 30 years old. Prior to that, we had a beautiful relationship and still do. But it was a mother-daughter relationship. And even now with us having a friendship, because I'm also an adult, it's still boundaries and parameters placed on that friendship. I can't go around my mother and start doing so like, Ma, I was fucked up last night. I woke up at this nigga. I'm sorry? Absolutely not. And it's just certain behaviors and certain dialogue that my mom is not having with me or in front of me as well. And I'm over 40 years old. So to be able to speak so freely in front of that young person about another adult, that's nasty. That is nasty. On top of that, that is her sibling's mother. So to some degree, at some point, she may have to be around this person or whatever the case may be. And you're going to have her already disliking her from all of the shit that you're discussing with her. What the fuck is wrong with these people? But anyway, ain't no fun when a rabbit got the gun because Stephanie is crafty. She knows she's too cute for her to try to go back and forth with the baby mama. So she gave all the information to the sister. So her sister entered the chat. I'm gonna let y'all hear what the sister revealed. Cause she was like, y'all not too much on my sister. Oh, just really playing with me and talking about my family. Come on now. It's Stephanie's sister. Ooh. She playing a voicemail from the daughter. She'll lay down on the floor. And I asked her, Mom, are you okay? She's like, sweetheart, get out. And the daughter talk about her mother. Get out. And I was really crying at it. I was confused. She was really laying on the floor. She was laying on the floor. And sometimes when they go places, like my mom, my mom would literally just hit me sometimes. And sometimes she would act like she's like a crackhead, literally. Like a crackhead, that's what she called the mother. So it would be so weird. And you know how crackheads act? That's how my mom would act when she take that. Oh, just really playing with you. Like, she said that's how my mama act when she take that pill. They have different type of ones too. They have different type of ones. Like he did when he got stopped by something like a dog, a door, or something. Like somebody's stopped him, and I felt like I was so happy. And I was like, what if one day he really gets the job done by what he wants to do to me? What if Look, I'm not even gonna go too far into all of that because it was a lie from the jump. And I'm just showing you how much a child can lie. But at Mm.
I ain't never seen no 3-bedroom hotel room. So let's crack it for real, because I ain't got to spend nobody. Y'all want to sit and talk about some motherfucker ain't get shit from a Will? Will you be for fucking for real? If anything, be real. Because what will? Why do somebody, Stephanie got his child too, rock on the birth certificate, what does she need your signature for? Who the fuck are you? I'm asking. Because who are you? You ain't no motherfucking body that need no motherfucking. Fuck you need a signature from you for it. Bitch, what you talking about?
So what this sounds like is the baby mama is bitter about some money, and it seems like she may have felt like it was some will. And I listen, at the end of the day, once again, yes, mudslinging can happen when money becomes involved in a conversation. Fine, y'all could have slung the mud all day. The two adults. And baby mama want to fight over who PNB Rock more, like who PNB Rock like more, or who PNB Rock should left his money with. The two adults could have gone to war about that. They even could have went to war publicly. They could involve the sister because she's an adult. However y'all want to do that. But involving that 11-year-old girl in the conversation publicly, involving her in it, period, is disgusting. And then on top of that, involving her publicly for the world to see. Because everybody was in them comments tearing that little girl and her mama the fuck up. And you could tell she paid attention to stuff like that because the whole time that she was there speaking on the video, she's looking at the comments on live. Because when they say something, she's like, what you mean? What you mean? No, I said that because you're too fucking grown. You too fucking grown. That's the problem. You too grown. You too grown. But in all fairness to the young lady, it's allowed. It is allowed. The mama is there talking to you like you her homegirl and y'all smoking Black and Miles and drinking Reposado. It's allowed. It is allowed. I don't give a damn what me and no other adults go through. I don't involve kids. And I'm not going to lie. I've been in that situation where an adult involved a kid. Don't do that. Don't do that because I don't deal with disrespect from young people. So once it starts, now that you involve them and they think they're going to disrespect me, y'all both out the game. That's the long and the short. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I am over 40 years old and I still respect my elders. I respect my aunts. I pop shit behind their back. I pop shit about my mother behind her back. You think I could be bold enough to tell my aunt? And another thing, bitch, the whole family be like, I know this bitch. I would get jumped, killed. Okay? It would be no hesitation, diving, clean on. You know what I'm saying? Where's the respect? So that was nasty, and it makes me very sad because you got to remember this guy is gone. He's gone, and I can't imagine he wouldn't want his kids to have a close relationship. That's crazy. That's crazy. So let me get off that because I want to get on the thumbnail topic because girl, this burnt me up. This burnt me up. This burnt me up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to have a midday sip, I suggest you go get it. If you want to roll your weed, I suggest the time is now so you can start sparking up when we talk about this. And I'm going to need everybody to chime in the chat because we got some things to discuss. Now, I'm very much aware of everything that's taking place regarding the Diddy situation. Right? I hear it every single day on every single thing, right? Do I have an opinion about what Diddy is being accused of, what they've been able to prove thus far, and everybody's reaction regarding him? 100%. I have also shared it publicly about the things that have been proven. So I remember I talked a lot about the Cassie video, right? Because we was actually able to physically see him abusing this woman, right? So yes, I have shared that, right? Now, I want to have some real talk about housekeeping because I don't think that folks know what housekeeping is. And that is why a lot of motherfuckers' houses are in disarray. So we're going to fucking talk about it, right? I'll use families, right? Some people have big families. Some people have small families. We all have family. Now, I can almost guarantee and put my life on this. I can stamp this. I'm ready to down the hill behind it. That everybody has that one person in their family that they just don't favor too much. For whatever reason. Maybe y'all had a fight when y'all was younger. Maybe this person did something inappropriate to you. Maybe they never liked you. Whatever the situation is, you just have that one person where it's like, This motherfucker gets on my fucking nerves, right? Fine. You also have another person in the family that you just want to disown as family. Where it's like when somebody come to you about them, you just looking like, please don't let this motherfucker bring so and so up because I do not want to fucking talk about what the fuck my cousin did because he always doing some fucking bullshit. You have those people, right? That you like, listen, I want to disown. But at the end of the day, family is God given. Okay? Family is God given. Let me say that part again. Family is God given. You do not go up and be like, you do not wake up in one day and be like, hey, God, you could take this cousin and swap in my homegirl that I met in high school and let her be my blood now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do you want to consider folks that are not blood related to you as family? Of course. 100%. And God bless you if you can build those bonds. But then there's your actual family, right? There's your actual family that God gave you. Now, I know that we live in a world where everything is public, everything is on display. If you didn't see it on social media, it didn't happen. I get it. I understand that, right? I've seen people go as far as having a family member's phone number, but instead of calling them to have a conversation, they will record a video and now upload it to a social media platform for the rest of the world to see and be privy to a conversation that should have been private. This is now the breakdown in families. Okay? Like I said, you could dislike a family member. You could want to disown a family member. You can actually have disowned a family member. You could speak ill about them. You could do all of these things. But the only rule that you have about family is that you keep all of that within what? The family. So if somebody comes up to you and tells you something about a family member and they are 100% right about that family member being dead ass wrong, right? Depending on the relationship, you can let the person know, I understand you. I got it. That makes sense. I'm sorry that happened to you, right? And then you can just sit there and look at them like they're fucking crazy because although you know they're making all the sense in the world, you don't want to say shit because guess what? You don't want to go against who? Your family. I was raised that to some degree, we as Black people are family, right? Now, again, do we have some family members that we want to disown and curse the fuck out? Yes, 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 right? We have some family members that we're not proud of. We have some family members that we can't get along with, right? But because I was raised to think that way. A lot of times when we're dealing with folks outside of the African American race, I don't want to do too much downgrading of Black people because guess what? That's my family. Now, in all fairness, I get along with white people very well. Very well. I love white people. They have not done anything to me per se since I've been living on this earth. Maybe I just haven't encountered enough. I don't know. But I love white people. So this is not about me being against white people. But I don't sit around and try to degrade and downplay Black people in front of or with white people or any other race of people because that's family, right? And again, in all fairness, white people don't do it either. Right? I don't have many white friends that discuss Trump. Whatever they feel about him, they don't discuss it with me. Right? So yesterday, let's go back to Diddy, right? I am well aware that Diddy has a number of accusations out against him. I'm well aware that Diddy may or may not be guilty of a number of those accusations, right? I also have an opinion about what I hear that Diddy does, right? I keep my opinions and my assumptions normally within the family. So I talk about that at my mother's house on Sunday. But the things that they have brought to fruition that have been facts, I talked about them publicly because they're proven, right? And I'm talking about it again with YouTube family, right? So if you guys remember a couple of years back, we had your man, Uncle Will, because Will is my uncle. I love Will Smith, right? I love Will Smith. We had him make a mistake, according to him. Now, from my vantage point, I ain't think that was no mistake. I think Big Bank Willie went up there and dragged his motherfucking nuts across Chris Rock's neck. Right? That's what I feel. Right? But according to Will came out. Will apologized to the world, to the Academy, to Chris Rock, to his siblings, to his mama, to his kids, to his wife, and everybody else because he had a moment of weakness and made a mistake. Okay. Are you asking me, did I agree with Will's decision to slap the dog shot at Chris Rock? Yes, I stood 10 toes down on it. Still do. Still motherfucking do. Big Bang Willie. Yes, I absolutely did, right? I understood the mind frame, the mindset, and it's a choice that I would have made as well. So I don't disagree with that, right? But when Will did it, everybody, not everybody, most people, right? They rallied around Will. They said, Will, Denzel said, yeah, when you at your highest, the devil will try to drag you down. And, I watched a number of shows with, don't get me wrong, some people was against Will and curse him the fuck out. But for the most part, our people, the family, they was trying to uplift them. They was like, well, that's messed up, man. But we know that you made a mistake and you're a good guy. And we want to see you back on top. I was one of those motherfucking cheerleaders. I was out there with my pom-poms front and center for Uncle Will, right? Okay, cool. Now, Will, throughout the history of you being famous, there has been accusation after 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 accusation made about you. Assumptions, memes. One of your person who claimed he was one of your closest friends went on Tasha K and said all types of drama. I mean, he said all types of things about you, right? And Will, one of the reasons why you're very likable is because you've always been one of those people, aside from the Chris Rock situation, that could rise above, that could ignore, that could go around, that could make the best out of a bad situation. So we like that about you, Willie. You our boy, Willie from Philly. Big Bank Willie got it. Right? Cool. Now, yesterday, I'm minding my motherfucking business. Let me see if I can find it right fucking now. Let me see if I can find it. I'm minding my business yesterday, and somebody sends me this. Hold on one second. Let me see. I want to get the YouTube of it because I want y'all to hear it.
But the world we're in right now is really hard for y'all to discern what's real and what's true, you know. And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. You've been making memes. I see the memes. I said, no, some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly.
Wait a minute. Now, y'all heard that part, right? I haven't addressed any of this publicly. Let me play that again.
But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have shit to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all their memes. I can stop all of that bullshit. I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off. Listen, I do enough of my own shit. Don't be putting me in other people's bullshit. I ain't been nowhere near that, man. I ain't did none of that stupid shit. So, whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil.
Okay. And he laughs. And he fucking laughs.
I haven't said that publicly. I just said y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumbass stuff.
Okay.
It's so many things people say, so much stuff, but
okay.
That one, y'all was your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad.
Oh. Okay. Okay, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Will, Delon said Jada's his karma for real, for real. He's just happy it's him. It's not him. I can't wait till she embarrass him again. Thank you. Will, let me tell your big head, box head ass fucking something, okay? You piss me the fuck off with this. I could have went live last night because I was blacking on fucking Will. Let me let you know something. And it goes back to what I was saying a little while ago about family, right? Am I saying that Diddy is right about anything that he did if he did it? Absolutely not. I'm also saying that I might have a motherfucking cousin or uncle or god brother that ain't right about his shit neither. But guess what? Y'all won't know that. Y'all won't know that. Y'all won't know that because I could be there cursing that motherfucker out privately, but addressing nothing publicly. Because guess what? At the end of the day, no matter what, this is family. This fucking man is fighting for his life. Granted, he may very well be fighting for a very valid reason because he fucked up. That may be true. Everything they might be saying about Diddy might be true, right? Everything. Who fucking knows? But at the end of the day, Diddy is still, no matter how you look at it, family. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, he the family member that did some bullshit that you want to disown and you don't want nobody to know you related to. But he is what? Family. And because of that, you shouldn't have said one motherfucking word about the case. I'm quiet. I'm quiet. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm quiet. But you're gonna try to say the reason that this what made my fucking head fly off. The reason why I decided to step in and say something, because they now put me in that shit. Well, you know how much shit they put you in? Do you want to talk about the shit you've been put in? Do you want to talk about that? Because your big ear box head ass made sure you go around every motherfucking accusation under the sun regarding you, and you pick and choose this one to drag your nuts to get you to drag your nuts across another black man neck. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So let's talk about what we would like you to address, Will, because your man's in them was on Tasha K, and he was there, according to him, confirming allegedly that you have a sexual relationship with Dwayne Martin. They made memes about it, they made jokes about it, and he actually went up there, like I said, and said he was a friend and a family member of yours for 5 billion years, and he seen with his own two eyes, allegedly, you engaged in a sexual act. So since you addressing things, can we talk about that, Will? Is it okay for us to talk about that? Can you come to the forefront and go on stage and discuss that? Because we would really like to know. Also, they said you were also in a relationship. Well, who's the man that produced or put together or whatever the Fresh Prince? They said he was your sugar daddy too, allegedly. Well, you gonna address that? You gonna go on stage and talk about that? Okay, no. Well, they also said that you and Jada was over there allegedly raising the motherfucking kids in the cult. Can we talk about that? Can we address that? Well, is it okay for us to address the fact that they said your wife allegedly was in there being a fucking child molester, fucking a young boy, and you were okay with that? Can we address that? Or all of the hoes that they said you got in other countries and different area codes, which is why Jada felt the need to plan your motherfucking face because you plan everybody else and act like you the good guy, allegedly. Can we address that? Or how shitty you allegedly treated your co-stars on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because you thought you was King motherfucking Dingaling and you was screwing the man who made the show so you knew you couldn't get let go of, allegedly. Big Bank Willy, can we discuss that? Because I found it very odd that now, out of all of the things said about you and Will, they have said some of the weirdest and oddest and most disrespectful shit about you. And you could go around all of those things. But when it comes to this Diddy situation, and this man is in there fighting for his fucking life about things that may or may not be true, you will use this opportunity to now speak up? Will, You don't remember that everybody was advocating for you and pulling you up and supporting you when you went up there and slapped the shit out of another black man because you couldn't keep your hoe in line? You remember that? Do you recall that? Do you remember that? Because we all had your back. You know why? Because you're family. So although you went and slapped the dog shit out of another black man over a woman that plays in your motherfucking face and is sucking the dead man's balls currently, we all had your back. We all supported you. We all gave you encouraging words and sent you love and light because you're family. And now, because you don't have an issue with now dragging another black man, you gonna go up there and try to address some shit about you. Well, address all that other shit too. Address all that other shit too. Am I saying that you should have went up there and sent Diddy love and light? You didn't have to. You did not have to. You also didn't have to mention it at all because you conveniently make sure you don't mention none of that other shit. So now this is the time you decide, well, get the fuck out of here with that. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. I call bullshit, Willie from Philly. I call bullshit. And while you still our cousin and I still fucks with you, I gotta call your big eared box head ass the fuck out. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. That shit wasn't cool. That shit wasn't cool because when you was there crying and trying to get everybody to have sympathy for you when you knew you was dead ass wrong for going up there banging that man on top of his fucking head when you should have been banging the bull-headed bitch next to you. If we want to call a spade, no shade, Jada, you still my girl. But the truth is the truth. That's who you should have been clocking and knocking. But see, you don't want to clock and knock her because the moment you do that, she going to snatch away that good boy image and then she going to take you for everything you motherfucking got. So you just there enduring all her nut shit. As soon as somebody say something about her, you run up there and kick him in the ass. Because like they said, had that been The Rock standing up there and said that shit, would you want to slapped him? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So while, like I said, nobody don't got to be sitting around sending Diddy love and light if they are not in agreement with what he's being accused of. No. But he's family, so you don't talk about that shit until it's proven. Again. Cassie said this what he did, then they dropped the motherfucking footage. Okay, well, bro, I mean, I know you up there saying that this is money grab and all that, but in that video, they had showed you did what that lady had said. You fucked up, my nigga. I'm sorry, you fucked up. I can't get with what happened. I ain't feeling that. You can't be putting your hands on these women. That's not cool, and you need to cut that shit out. Of course. Yes, he needs to be pulled to the front of the congregation and checked. Take your ass up to the feds and check them, Will. But for shits and giggles, you going to use this man's situation and he in there fighting for his fucking life when you ain't want nobody making no jokes out of your ass, when you want to and slap that nigga over, bitch, you can't tame or control. If we want to call a spade, I don't like it. I don't like it. And like I said, Will, you my boy. I fucks with you, but the same way how we gotta call Diddy to the front of the congregation, we gotta call your big eared ass up there too. Like I said, if we are addressing things, I want to know what happened with Dwayne Martin, and if nothing is going on with Dwayne Martin, Will, why do these people keep making these accusations about you? Why? So if there's some long drawn out backstory, because you know what I find odd about this? All the years that you have been with friends with Dwayne Martin, I'm almost sure you've been friends with Jazzy Jeff that entire time, if not longer. Why they not making up them rumors on you and Jazzy Jeff? So you have to come to the front of the congregation the same way how you stood up on that stage and talk about how you're not involved with Diddy. Can you now stand up there and tell us who you are involved with? Can we talk about this whole Dwayne Martin thing? Is that up for conversation? Because I would really like to know. Can we talk about the cult that they claim that you and Jada was allegedly raising them kids in? And that's why the other one wanted to be emancipated before he could even hold his own dick to pee. Can we talk about that? Okay. Can we also talk about how you allegedly okayed your wife to sleep with a minor? Can we talk about that? Because that's also what they said about you, Will. No, can we talk about how the man who made the show, The Fresh Prince, how they said that he was your sugar daddy, allegedly? Can we talk about that? Since you going on stages addressing things, let's put it all out on Front Street. That shit you did wasn't cool, Will. That shit you did wasn't cool. It was not cool. It was not cool. The same way what Diddy did, if it is true to everything that they're saying about him, that's not cool either. That's not cool either. So it ain't like we trying to give Diddy no pass and call you to the front of the congregation. No, no, not at all. But we saying that there's an order of operations in which you maneuver when you're dealing with family. And no matter what, black man or black man, he is family. If nothing else. Do you always agree with family? No. No, you don't. Some of them you do want to disown. Some of them you do disown. You're just blood related and you just have respect for them so you don't tell nobody. But what you never do is publicly disrespect family, publicly throw family under the bus. We already know what he's accused of. We already know what they're saying about him. We already know all of the other motherfuckers they trying to implement in that situation. You ain't the only one. So now this your time to shine. Let you clear this up. I just gave you about 5, 6 other things you could clear up, Will. You let us know when you're ready. You let us know when you're ready. But like I said, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I'm sorry. I didn't think it was cool. I feel like you was dead wrong. You was dead ass wrong. You was dead ass wrong. Because at the end of the day, they put out a lot of things on you, Will. They put a lot of things on your name. A lot. And you sit around and you act like you such a good guy. You so above addressing things and these things don't get to you. And all of a sudden, a meme, which I ain't even fucking see yet, or a rumor, which is always said about you. Now all of a sudden, this one hits the heart and the soul and the core. Well, I tell you what, Big Bang Willie, if it had no merit to it, no truth to it, and none of it can incriminate you, what the fuck you need to address it for? Unless it can. I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in you. You still family. You still family, but you had to come to the front of the congregation. I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in you, and do better. Do better, because when everybody was making memes and making jokes about when you slapped Chris Rock, you ain't like that shit. You ain't like that. When everybody was addressing you man to man and saying you was a hoe because you'd have never pulled that shit on nobody else. You only did it because it was because of who it was. We was out here supporting you and having your back because you family. So the only thing that was being asked of you in this moment is for you to do the same for family. And you played your motherfucking self. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't like it, Big Bang Willie. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I just needed to call you to the carpet. I'm sorry. I needed to call you to the carpet because that shit ain't cool. That shit is not cool. You don't treat people like that and then act like somebody did something to you. And absolutely not. Absolutely not. So at the end of the day, I hope and pray that, somebody will share this with you and you get the lesson and you understand, because that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. That's not the way that you treat family. Am I condoning anything that Diddy has been accused of? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But that's family. And at the end of the day, that ain't how you treat family. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. Pookie said Diddy locked up. They gonna talk crazy. He can't get to them. Damn, you right though. He never addressed the Dwayne situation. People be having picks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. They be picking and choosing, and I'm not here for it. DeLon said they got to do better as black men with power to work that hard to let these scandals or truths destroy legacies like this. You better fucking talk about it, DeLon. Yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool. At the end of the day, I'm not saying that none of that Diddy shit is right, but this is family. And all the shit that you got going on, well, how dare you? How fucking dare you? How dare you? So I'm pissed off with your ass. But you still family. I just had to clock your motherfucking tea. But you still family. I still love you. But don't try that shit again. Because next time, we holding your feet to the fire in a way worse way. Okay? In any event, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I know some people are going to be late bloomers. They text me to say they're going to watch this later. So still drop down in the comments and let me hear what you think about PNB Rock's 11-year-old daughter having beef with a grown-ass woman that's also the mom of her sibling. Let me know what you think about Crystal and how she lied on them lacrosse guys. Let me know if y'all got more information on Corey Holcomb or if we even care about that situation. Let me know about this healthcare CEO unalive her, and if they had a secret love affair that they just trying to cover up. And last but not least, get in the comments and let me know if y'all want to windmill about Big Bank Willie, because I'm standing 10 toes down on how the fuck I feel. In any event, I'm thinking about going to Diddy's trial. You guys enjoy your Saturday. Dear D just coming next week. Bye bye.